They redirected their gutter onto my wall, so I redirected their home improvement budget into fines. My house was a single-story brick structure built in 1968, 1,740 square feet with a low-pitch roof and copper gutters I'd replaced 2 years earlier. The west wall faced the neighboring duplex, separated by a strip of grass exactly 6 feet wide per the original 1960s plat. I'd repointed the mortar myself the previous spring, sealing every joint so the wall would last another 30 years. The new neighbor, a contractor named Evan, bought the duplex last winter. He specialized in flips, as his truck lettering announced. From our first conversation, he spoke in clipped, confident phrases, the kind that assumed agreement. When I mentioned the drainage easement between our lots, he smiled and said, "Yeah, we'll keep everything tidy." 2 months later, I returned from a week away on a consulting job. Rain had fallen that morning. As I pulled into my driveway, a silver downspout glinted against my brick wall. His new aluminum gutter line cut through the gap, fastened directly into my mortar joints, and pouring runoff across my foundation. The joint compound around the screws was still wet. When I asked him about it, he shrugged. "It's just water, man. It's not like it hurts anything. We needed a better angle." He said it while scrolling his phone, not even looking up. I didn't argue. I photographed every detail, the holes, the runoff path, the water pooling near my crawlspace vent. I pulled the plat map, the survey, and the city stormwater code. The next morning, I sent everything to the municipal building inspector. The inspector's response was short. Any structure diverting runoff onto an adjacent property constitutes a drainage violation. 3 days later, Evan taped a note to my door. It offered to seal the holes and throw in a free power wash if I'd let this slide. I scanned it, filed it, and ignored it. By the end of the week, the inspector and a code compliance officer stood between our houses with clipboards. They measured slope, downspout angle, and discharge points. The violation notice arrived 2 days later, a $1,200 fine, and an order to reroute drainage within 10 business days. At 8:00 a.m. on the 10th day, a licensed crew arrived in a white city vehicle. They disconnected the illegal downspout, patched my wall, and capped the screw holes with mortar tinted to match. Evan stood on his porch, arms crossed, muttering about lawyers. The compliance officer said evenly, "Any further discharge will escalate to civil penalties." Evan went silent. A month later, I received a copy of the recorded notice, a permanent drainage compliance record attached to his parcel number. It cannot be removed without municipal review. Now, when it rains, water slides cleanly down my own gutters, disappears into the ground drains, and leaves no trace on the brick. The wall stays dry. The air smells of wet earth and copper. Nothing moves.